We're here at the WASP booth at the ATA Show 2018. I'm standing here with Brooke, along with Drew Schaefer, my co-host. Hey, Brooke, how's it going, man?
Good. It's going really good. It's my first ATA for me, so I'm excited to be here, and getting the whole ATA feel is definitely something new for me, so I'm excited.
It's our first ATA, too, so we're in good company.
So we're good.
We're good. So you have a brand new broadhead that
Yes.
you guys are releasing or have released. Right?
Yes. We released it today. It's been in the works for several months now and been tested, and we just finally showed it to the public today. It's called the WASP Dart. We're going to offer it in 100 grain and 125 grain. And what we found is a lot of our customers were coming to us and saying, hey, you guys don't make a 4-blade. We want a 4-blade. And there's several other companies that make a living off 4-blade broadheads in this industry. So we kind of were skeptical at first to do it. But we realized we had, everything you needed to make a good 4-blade, so why not? So it starts out our stainless steel tip that we're famous on. It's pressed on. Unlike our 3 blades, it's not going to be lined up with the blades simply because it is a trocar style, and we got 4 blades. But 27 thousandths blade thickness, 1.125" cut, diameter. We got a 2 1/4 inch cutting surface overall. We got a reinforced steel washer in the back that is going to, keep that solid and solid aluminum ferrule there. So basically, what we've found with our broadheads, if you wanted a strong broadhead, you can't haul out anything. A lot of competitors will haul out certain things, and that creates a tin can effect. I mean, we got proof. We shoot stuff in the steel, bulletproof glass, concrete, and what we found is if it's solid, it's going to hold up. So with all of our heads, including the new Dart, it's solid all the way through. So
Awesome. What's the price point on these?
They're going to retail at right around $37.99, and that gets you a 3-pack and 2 sets of replacement blades. So what a lot of people don't realize is most of our fixed heads come with 2 sets of replacement blades, and they're, with our solid design, you're essentially getting 5 broadheads at a cheaper price than most are paying for 3. So, and they're made in the United States. So tell me another, company that's doing that in the United States, that's a big selling point as well.
Now, a question. Since this is pressed on,
Yes.
the blades are going to come in through the back.
The blades are going to come in through the back. So
Right.
how that works is this washer just slides down, then those blades slide right out the back. Yeah, I dropped one there, but right out the back. So you can easily replace them, and they're going to come with 8 extra blades, so you can replace
Right.
blades twice there.
I like the stainless steel tip,
Yeah,
and this is solid.
that's solid the whole way through. What a lot of people don't realize, like I was saying, is a strong broadhead really goes back to the basics. If you want something that's going to hold up and last, you got to have it solid the whole way through. I mean, you could take shortcuts and make it flashy and do this and haul it out and get away with it, but at the end of the day, it's not going to hold up. And me personally, I shoot a broadhead and I hang it up on, if I shoot a deer. But a lot of our, customers aren't doing that. So we want to cater to them, and the way to do that is make a broadhead that's going to last. So
That's the reason you're giving replacement blades, because this broadhead itself, the body is going to outlast the blades.
100%. Yep, 100%.
And they're
Gotcha.
not far from our neck of the woods. We're out there in western Pennsylvania. You guys are out near Harrisburg. So
Yep, Hummelstown, PA. I mean, the factory, everything's built in Plymouth, Connecticut, but the owners and the office is there in Hummelstown. So not far at all.
Nope. So guys, want to check them out? You can go to what?
WASParchery.com and check out our Facebook and Instagram. We update daily and love to see you. So
Awesome. And it looks like you got another selection of other types of blades there, like the Queen, and I'm assuming for females. And
when it comes to the lower poundages and shorter draw lengths, there's a lot of misconceptions. I mean, some people still want that bigger cut, but at the end of the day, penetration is key for a lower poundage. So what we did is we came out with a couple years ago the Queen, and what we found is a lot of lower poundage shooters are shooting 75 grain. So we offer the Queen in 75 grain and 100 grain. And personally, we're having great results with this. We've had shooters out there shooting 39 pounds at 22 inch draw length, and they're getting pass-throughs on a big mature whitetail. And you also have the same, scenario where guys are shooting 70 pounds at another broadhead with a big hole and not getting that. So we look at the realistic aspect of what you need for lower poundage, and that is a small cut and a deep penetrating broadhead. So that's why the Queen stands out.
Pass through is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what people don't realize. Yeah, you can have a big hole on one side, but if you don't have 2 holes to go through, they're going to die a lot quicker,
Yeah.
so.
And that's the problem. I mean, I've seen and I've used broadheads where they have almost a 2-inch cut,
Yeah.
and you don't get a pass through.
No.
And then you're just
You've lost the blood trail.
you lost everything.
When I first started bow hunting, I probably shot 10 or 12 animals with the mechanical, and pass-throughs weren't something I was used to, and I had a mentor that said, you need to try a fixed blade, and I still carry both in my quiver, don't get me wrong, but, the first deer I shot with a fixed blade, I didn't have to blood trail it because it ran 20 yards and died, so it was like, they said, how was your blood trail? I didn't even look at it because there was deer, but
Those are the good kind of kills.
oh, yeah, I love it. It happens every year with fixed blades. I also shoot expandables, but, it goes back to you got to find what you like, and if you like it and have good success, stick with it. Today, everyone wants to switch. If it works this year, it's going to work next year, so why change? But, everyone wants something new, so that's why we have to come out with new heads. So
I think that everybody's just looking to fine tune something to try to make their tracking job. Nobody wants to track a deer. I mean, let's just be honest. Nobody. So if they use that, and I could attest to that. I shoot a broadhead and I go, man, that deer didn't go 20 feet. Well, guess what? I'm going to keep using it, right? Yeah. So, like you said, why change? But then there's that one time that you don't get that result, and you're like, that's it. I'm looking for a new broadhead.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize there's so many other factors that go into it. Every blood trail is different. You're not going to have one broadhead that's just going to give you amazing blood trail every time. It's just not going to happen because shot placement, it depends on even where the whitetail is in the world. I think the bigger whitetail is probably going to bleed better than a smaller whitetail. It's just my thoughts, but there's a lot of factors in it too.
So the overall retail price, they're around $30 for 3, and then the replacement blades for all the different types. Do they range?
Yeah. Every one of our heads is replaceable. We offer traditional head. Here, this is our most popular fixed blade currently. It's a drone, 1.8" cut, solid steel ferrule, stainless steel tip. We came out with that about 3 years ago. It retails at $29.99 with 2 sets of replacement blades. And then again, like I said, made in the United States. So this is the sharpshooter traditional head, 150 grain.
You'd like that one.
A lot of guys are, traditional guys are sitting there sharpening and stuff. You don't have to do that with this head. You can replace the blades. Everything's replaceable on it. So this is our full lineup. A lot of guys will recognize, and women will recognize our jackhammer. It's been around since 1994. It's our #1 selling head still to this day. It's 1.75" cut. It's been around. It's proven. I mean, when we're still our #1 seller since then, that says volumes about what it does.
And now that's O-ring technology.
Yep.
On that. Yep.
Yeah. A lot of people, some people will say, I don't want an O-ring, but this is a machine rounded neoprene O-ring. It doesn't rot. You can leave it in your quiver 5 years. I hope you get to use it before 5 years, but you can leave it in your quiver 5 years and it's still going to be just as good as the day it was. So you can see it doesn't take much pressure to open. So unlike a lot of expandables that take a lot of kinetic energy out, you're not going to be losing that in this head. I've shot deer at 50 pounds with this head and got, pass-throughs and stuff on it, but I'm also shooting a heavy arrow. That's what a lot of guys, don't think about. But we came out 2 years ago, the Jack X. Very similar. It's anodized red, but it has 2 O-rings for today's crossbows. We just found that, the higher speeds, you had to do something. So we came out with 2 O-rings on it and packaged it for crossbow hunters and call it the Jack X. But it's just a jackhammer that's just got 2 O-rings and anodized red.
This is the one I'm most familiar with seeing. I see that one a lot.
The Z-Force?
I see it a lot.
It's a really neat head. So we released it in 2011. The Z-Force is a really neat head because each blade has a ball bearing in there that allows it to slide back and forth, believe it or not. So there's a nylon retention clip to hold them in place, and on impact, they'll push it back to 1 5/8" cut. Another neat thing about this head is you can see the grooves in the back of the blades. Each package comes with extra blades and an extra target washer that goes on. So the washer actually has holes in it that hold them blades down. It's unlike a lot of expandables, they'll come with, a practice head that's supposed to fly like it, but it probably isn't.
Right.
This one here, you're shooting the actual head, swap the blades out, you're good to go. And that's another neat feature I didn't mention on our jackhammer is you're practicing with the actual head you're going to hunt with. That front groove in the front is you take fishing line, or some people even recommend dental floss, put on there and wrap it around tight and practice with it. Well, you're practicing with the head you're going to go with. You're not dulling your blades, just keeping it closed. And at the end of the day, you cut it off, it shoots good, you got all the confidence in the world when you go out in the field to hunt. So that's a great thing about our heads. And honestly, we feel that you should practice with what you're going to hunt with.
Yeah.
You know, it just makes sense. Why shoot something that's not going to fly the same and go out in the field without a lot of confidence behind it? So that's our science behind it.
I've shot some broadheads where they've given you practice tips, and I busted the plastic tips going into, and I'm going, if it's busting the plastic tip or the practice tip, what's it going to do to the reel, right?
I agree 100%.
So there is truth to what he's saying about you know practicing with the head that you're going to use. So I just wanted to bring that up because that's the case. I mean, there's times like when we test some broadheads, we'll shoot them through plywood. We'll shoot them to see what they're going to do. I mean, obviously,
open up full.
Right. It's not something like, obviously, plywood's different than bone, but you at least get that test, and we've shot some on camera, and we've filmed them with a bunch of different broadheads. So what he's saying about that, you won't dull your blades, definitely give that a try. So go check them out. And if you have any questions, I'm sure they've got a contact on there that you can email them directly. So
check us out at wasparchery.com. We're more than glad to take care of you. So we actually, something on the website, if they do want to try them out, and there's more than one head that they like, we have a try 3-pack where you can pick 3 different heads and try them. So instead of wasting $30-$40 on a couple different packs,
see what works best for you.
Yeah, you can spend that and get 3 different heads. So it's a great option. We're the only one that offers that as well.
That's awesome.
That's very, very awesome. So guys, check it out. Now I wonder, I forget what his name was that he said to go check you guys out. So this is the first we got to use, but I appreciate it, Brooke, so much. Thank you for your time. And it was great to see you and see what you guys got. So guys, go check them out.